we want to derive the private saving function. For this, let's keep in mind how disposable income is either consumed or saved by households. So we have disposable income is either equal to C, is either equal to consumption, or you can save it, right? S represents a private savings. Hence, the private saving function is given as S is equal to YD minus C, right? So essentially, private savings are disposable income which is not consumed, right? So it's disposable income which is not consumed. That's what private savings are essentially. Oh, sorry, which is not consumed. My bad. Okay. Now, given the consumption function, now say the consumption function we're given is this. So given the consumption function, so we're given this consumption function, C is equal to C naught plus C1 by D. We have this consumption function, then we can plug this here. So this becomes C naught plus C1 by D. So now if we open this out, this is by D minus C naught minus C1 by D. Right, so we can simplify this as minus C naught. Now, if I collect the like terms, just if I factor out a one by D over here, so this becomes plus 1 minus C1 by D. Right, we obviously this is basically private saving function as a function of ID. I can also write it as a function of y minus t. Right, so this is like in terms of ID. Say we wanted to write it, so this we found, right? F is equal to minus C naught plus 1 minus C1 YD. Now, since YD is equal to Y minus T, because disposable income is income minus excess, so we can also write our saving function as a function of Y if we want. So this is Y minus T. Now, a couple of things to note over here is, recall, if disposable income is equal to 0, C was equal to C naught, right? Autonomous consumption. We found this, right? You said autonomous consumption is consumption. We talked about this, right? Autonomous consumption is consumption. Sorry, my bad. We talked about this because this is autonomous consumption. Consumption which is possible when disposable income is 0. So consumption is independent of disposable income. How do you do that, right? How do you consume when you don't have any income? How do you do that? So from here you can see the answer to this. It's through dis savings, right? It is through dis savings, as your private savings is equal to minus C naught is less than 0, right? Because we know C naught is positive, it's autonomous consumption. So the way you're able to consume, like we talked about in our consumption function, if you recall, which is C is equal to C naught plus C1 by D, where this C naught was autonomous consumption, right? We said this is possible because you use your savings, right? You do dis saving, because when disposable income is 0, we can see savings are equal to minus C naught, which is less than 0, right? So this also answers that. And over here, another thing we want to note is since we know C1 is between 0 to 1, it is MPC. 1 minus C1 would be would be greater than 0, right? 1 minus C1 would be greater than 0. So saving is an increasing function of income. So saving is an increasing function of income, which means that saving S increases as Y increases, right? Because this is a positive, right? This is positive. So this means that when Y increases, your savings are also going to increase, because obviously that's the reason MPC is between 0 to 1, because when your income increases, only a part of it is consumed, the rest is spent upon consumption. So whenever income increases, consumption increases as well as savings increases, depending upon what MPC is, right? Because consumption would increase by MPC times the change in income, and savings would increase by 1 minus MPC times the change in income. So that's all for this.